starts right now.
A call to end crime and violence in our community tonight. How an event tomorrow aims to make neighborhoods everywhere safer places to live.
$1.4 billion. That's how much is up for grabs in tonight's Powerball drawing. We have the winning numbers. But first,
we start with late breaking news from our nation's capital. Tonight, we are getting multiple reports that Representative Henry Cuellar has been carjacked at gunpoint.
It all happened within the hour in Washington, D.C. The Congressman's chief of staff just confirmed to KSAT he was not hurt in the incident. Cuellar's office says 3 men, at least 2 of them with guns, swarmed his car at an intersection and took the vehicle.
Obviously, a lot of details with this story. Stay with us as we try to bring you more information on this developing story.
We had some good rain in parts of our area today. Not much in San Antonio, just that very light sprinkle action, a few hundredths of an inch here and there. But you go south of town, especially McMullen County, northern McMullen County, we're talking 3 to 4 inches estimated by Doppler radar. That even creeps into southern Atascosa County. Between I-37 and I-35, a nice swath of rain with a conveyor belt of Gulf moisture that developed. Even Medina County near Hondo, radar estimates of 0.7 of an inch, and along I-35 there, around a 1/2 inch, depending on the exact location. Sabinal, not bad, over 1/2 inch. Rain chances isolated tomorrow, 30%. Wednesday up to 40%. The focus is on Thursday. That's when the cold front arrives. Still have those rain chances up to 70%. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be raining at your house all day, but periodic or intermittent showers are likely throughout the day on Thursday. We'll also be back to talk about the changes in temperatures along and behind that cold front and talk about how much rain could fall in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. He was the victim of a brutal dog attack nearly 1 month ago on Heidelberg Street. Tonight, that man has died. Today, a black flag flown in honor of 47-year-old Paul Anthony Striegel Jr. Striegel was attacked by 2 dogs as he sat in his backyard at this home on the city's north side on September 5th. He was bitten on both arms and the stomach. He ultimately died at Brooke Army Medical Center on Sunday. His roommate, Chuck, says he saw that attack happen.
It was devastating to me. I can't get that picture out of my head. And there were both dogs in my yard. They came under the fence and attacked my buddy right there at that chair. I loved him like he was my own son. We did everything together. We go fishing, we go motorcycle riding.
Chuck says they never encountered any problems with those dogs before, but believes more could have been done to possibly prevent the tragedy. Tonight, San Antonio Police and the city's Animal Care Services issuing a joint statement saying in part, quote, "Our deepest condolences are with the Striegel family and anyone affected by this tragedy," end quote. They also say, quote, "This tragic case highlights the importance of daily responsible pet ownership. We're asking local pet owners to do their part by checking fences and gates regularly and keeping them in good repair," end quote. Also, SAPD tells us one of the 2 dogs involved in that attack has been euthanized. The other has been returned to its owner. We're also told the owner of those dogs has been cited and a hearing is expected in municipal courts.
In other news now, millions of Americans who depend on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP benefits, are going to see some changes this month. Several of them. SNAP benefits are actually increasing by 12.5% compared to last year. So what that means in dollars and cents is that a family of 4 could get a maximum of $973 a month. That extra money is basically to make up for inflation and also an increased cost of living. Now, here's another change. Able-bodied adults without dependents that are 51 or 52 years old will now need to prove that they're actively working, training, or in school if they want to qualify for SNAP benefits. That change is going to then expand to 51 through 54-year-olds starting next October.
The former President Donald Trump's civil fraud trial in New York City is underway. Cameras allowed briefly inside the courtroom before the judge banned them. While outside the courtroom, Trump called the trial, quote, "a scam and a sham." New York's Attorney General seeking $250 million in the case against Trump, his eldest sons, and their companies. They're accused of significantly inflating the value of their properties to banks and insurers for years. The trial is expected to last until late December.
Mexico's leader is blaming the U.S. for the surge in migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador says that the U.S. isn't the only country that's seeing a surge in migrants. He says his country is too. He says on average about 6,000 people crossed into Mexico from Guatemala every day last week. A portion of them are from Venezuela. Mexico's president said that that's because of the U.S.'s sanctions on Venezuela and Cuba. And the people from those countries are going to Central America and then trying to make their way into the U.S. According to Customs and Border Protection, more than 2.8 migrants have had encounters with authorities so far this fiscal year.
A whirlwind weekend on Capitol Hill has triggered a fallout amongst Republicans. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz has filed a resolution to unseat Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker. Gaetz and McCarthy have been in a rift since McCarthy was voted in as House Speaker back in January. Now Gaetz is coming for the House Speaker after McCarthy depended on Democrats to keep the government from shutting down. A vote on the motion to vacate is expected within the next 2 days. In response, the House Speaker took to Twitter tonight posting this, saying, quote, "Bring it on," end quote.
Now back here at home, the city of Kerrville has a new city manager. We want you to meet Dalton Rice. He took his oath of office today. Before this, he was city manager at Morgan's Point Resort, which is near Temple. He has 8 years experience in municipal government and served more than 13 years in the U.S. Army.
Let's go to your Nightbeat news flash right now. The Transportation Safety Administration on track to break a record for intercepting guns at airport checkpoints. During the first 3 quarters of 2023, the TSA intercepted 5,072 firearms at airport security checkpoints. At the current rate, the agency will pass last year's record of 6,542 firearms that were prevented from getting on board an aircraft. Passengers can travel with a firearm, but that firearm must be checked with baggage. After a 3-year pause, student loan repayments resuming. About 28 million Americans expected to restart payments averaging between $200 and $300 a month. Payments originally put on pause due to COVID, and while the Biden administration tried to cancel thousands of dollars in loans for borrowers, the Supreme Court shot that idea down. A 1-year grace period for borrowers that miss payments has been set up instead. The search for a missing 9-year-old girl in New York State is over and a suspect is in custody. Police say Charlotte Senna has been found. She is healthy. The little girl's safe return follows a massive search involving hundreds of rescue crews. We expect to learn more during a press conference that's set for tomorrow. And that's a look at your Nightbeat news flash.
Don't know if you've checked, but yeah, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you go to the Bexar County Tax Office this month, you're going to see something new. And that is the Breast Cancer Awareness Courage flag. You'll see it in a moment. It's there in pink. It's flying at both tax offices all month to support people who are fighting cancer and also searching for a cure. Bexar County Tax Assessor Collector Albert Uresti raised it this morning. And for him, this is deeply personal because his wife is a survivor. And he's hoping that people fighting cancer know that they're not alone. Now, we can't leave out San Antonio police because this month some officers are going to be wearing pink patches just like this one here. It's basically their way of recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Forget the repeats. Late night talk shows are back, and tonight Jimmy Kimmel Live will feature Arnold Schwarzenegger with musical guest Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit.
You know those?
I know Jason Isbell, yeah.
And how about the 400 Unit?
That's his backup band.
Okay. Late night shows were the first ones that went dark, as you remember, when the Writers Guild strike began on May 2nd. And today, Hollywood writers began voting to ratify a tentative contract with the major TV and movie studios. So hopefully it's just a question as to when we're going to see our shows again.
Crime and violence can happen just about anywhere, and community members want to see an end to that. How a big event tomorrow aims to make neighborhoods safer. Saturday morning, a man was shot while sitting at a bus stop, and police are trying to figure out who pulled the trigger.
Sunday morning, a 54-year-old man was sent to the hospital with a gunshot wound. And then later Sunday night, a drive-by shooting sent 2 people to the hospital.
And just after midnight Monday, a 55-year-old man was fatally shot. All crimes that happened in San Antonio this weekend. There are countless unseen community members who are working on stopping year-round these types of violent crimes in their neighborhoods.
Tonight, Team's Patty Santos reports that tomorrow many of them are going to join forces, especially around the nation, in solidarity to see a safer city.
This is your neighborhood. You just moved back, but you love them already.
I love them already. My parental side of my family, my dad was born and raised here.
Opioids, homelessness, child safety, and violent crimes, all problems that worry Pastor Vincent Robinson about the community he loves dearly. It's likely a problem that worries most people, no matter where they live.
It takes one neighbor to make a difference.
That's all it takes. There's one neighbor, and we got about 7 of them. So we're doing pretty good.
In a short amount of time, Robinson has managed to rally up neighbors in and around Lombrano Street to feel safer by having each other's back.
Just the crime has truly dwindled just right here in this area right here, just because of being active.
On Tuesday, he will lead his block in the 2023 San Antonio Neighbors Together event, also known as the National Night Out. It promotes community building and safety.
So if you want to clean up your community, you want to get to know your law enforcement, you want to get to know your neighbor, you got to come out to these events.
As San Antonio police data shows, crime is everywhere. SAPD calls for service in the last 7 days shows there's been more than 3,400 calls for property crimes like theft and burglaries, and more than 2,400 crimes against people. Robinson says each person is the solution.
When you're active in your community, less crime.
Overall, San Antonio police says violent crimes like shootings are down. It's crimes like vehicle break-ins, property crimes that are on the rise. If you want to be a part of San Antonio Neighbors Together or National Night Out, contact your local police precinct or your local police department. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
So right now, this is the billion-dollar question. What would you do if you won the Powerball?
Yeah, definitely something people are thinking about tonight. Tonight's jackpot worth just over $1 billion. So big, doesn't even fit on this Texas lottery billboard. It is the first time the game has had back-to-back billion-dollar jackpots. Someone in California won the last one in July.
Okay, so here they are. The winning numbers were pulled just a few minutes ago, right here. 12, 26, 27, 43, 47, and the Powerball is 5.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck for sure.
Let's take a live cam look right now outside. 77 degrees out there. Nice overcast skies. Felt like it was going to rain. We did actually get some rain down here. When I walked out after the 6 o'clock, I was like, oh, there's some puddles.
It sprinkled a little bit, very light, few hundredths of an inch. You know, that temperature, 77 degrees on the bug there in the corner. I'm going back to that because that'll be closer to our afternoon high by this weekend.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we have some headlines to talk about here. All eyes and the focus is on the Thursday cold front that's going to hit. Finally, noticeable cold front, widespread rain likely on Thursday, and then a cooler weekend with a taste of fall out there. This is the main taste of fall. Look at our morning low temperatures, which we usually hit right around sunrise. And here's our trend that we're expecting. No big changes for the next several days. It's by this weekend you'll really notice those morning low temperatures fall off. And as our bar graph shows here, we'll be in the 70s to start the day all the way through Thursday morning, even Friday right near 70. But by this weekend, Sunday morning at sunrise, around 59 degrees, Monday 57. That will be the coolest in about 160 days. Coolest morning temperatures we've seen since May 1st. How about that? 92, our high temperature today. Average being 86. Notice that average low, 65. We're going to be below both of those behind this upcoming cold front. Now, today marked our 117th consecutive day of 90 degrees or more. That's an all-time record. Second place is 108 90-degree days or more. And of course, we broke the consecutive 100-degree day record earlier this summer. Tomorrow, temperature-wise, we start at 76. At noon, we're at 86, then a high temperature of 92 degrees. So it's going to feel a lot like today. More clouds than sunshine and a 20 to 30% chance of showers. More on the potential rain for Thursday in just a bit. Tomorrow, some upper 80s in the hill country, low to mid-90s elsewhere. Floresville, Nixon, 94. 92 Port SA, Stinson Airport 92. Notice our high temperature trend, how these numbers drop downward. Mid-80s on Thursday. Friday, just a few degrees lower, Then by this weekend, we're looking at mid to upper 70s, potentially even cooler than that. It depends on the extent of cloud cover that we're going to get. If it's a little thicker than anticipated, then it would be cooler. So that's one element to check back in with us and to watch. Notice our rain today. Nice conveyor belt of moisture just south of San Antonio. Good showers streaming in from the southeast to the northwest. We only got a glancing blow here in town. Better than nothing, but it was just a few hundredths of an inch. Doesn't really make a difference. Here's the main driving force. Big dip in the upper level flow. That upper level low in the western U.S. That's going to move eastward and clip us here in Texas and be enough to push that cold front through. But it's the kind of cold front that does not bring immediate, big, noticeable changes. The changes will be gradual in terms of the cooler, drier, less humid air. But rain is looking pretty good. We're still on track for that 70% on Thursday. Again, that doesn't mean it's going to be raining at your house all day. What it does mean is that it's likely you'll see rain at periodic points or intermittently throughout the day on Thursday. And we do think widespread 1 to 2 inches will be pretty common across south central Texas. We do anticipate a lot of rain gauges to have over an inch of rain by late Thursday, and then Friday morning it all moves far south of us. So Friday, 20% chance early in the morning. Otherwise, I think most of that day is going to be dry. Lower humidity by Friday night, and this weekend, that crisp air in place with the lack of humidity, drier, less humid, and even cooler air. Exact timing of the front and rainfall totals and even timing of rain, we will be fine-tuning, so check back in for updates.
Talk about the best of both worlds. If you can get rain and cool temps.
This is fall weather.
That's nice.
This is fall, at least here, right? And I'm looking at the 59, 57 degrees. Very excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, it also comes in the fall with the Spurs. They start their season, and it was media today.
It was a media day, and a bunch of media was there all across the country. We were all very excited to get to talk to Pop and Wemby and a bunch of other guys. And you know what? We had a whole crew there, about 6 people. So we decided to pick out our favorite sound. Nick and Mary will have more on that coming up. Plus, in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys defense really handled business against the Pats coming up.
Streaming now.
This is inhumane. This is unacceptable.
It's over 100 degrees outside, but inside the walls of Texas prisons, it's even hotter.
There are people dying in their 30s.
During the hottest part of the day, I feel dizzy, see stars, and feel like I'm going to vomit.
Do you know that the dog pounds even have air conditioner? But the state of Texas prisons don't? That's pretty sick.
Watch the full story now on these streaming platforms.
So we have 2 questions so far, and both involve Wemby. And I understand that. But there's a team out there. He's no different from anybody else. You know, he's got to develop.
And fortunately for Pop and Wemby, the Spurs have a lot of great young talent to help him while he develops in big board sports. Second-year guard Malachi Branham was smiling and having a good time at Spurs Media Day this morning. And Jeremy Sohan and his tattoos also grabbed a lot of attention, just like his game does on the court. And, of course, the center of attention today was rookie and overall #1 draft pick Victor Wembanyama. He's bringing a lot of attention to the Spurs, which will also shed a lot of light on his teammates, and that's a good thing. From over the air to online and social media, KSAT 12 Sports is all over Spurs Media Day. Here's more from Mary Rominger and Nick Mantis.
Spurs Media Day gave us a better understanding of what things look like internally for this young organization. We already know what things look like externally. So much excitement surrounding the addition of the young Victor Wembanyama, but the team is focused on 1, developing, and 2, being a unit.
And it's cool to see how this unit really enjoys spending time with each other. They really like hanging out with each other. We got to hear from not just coach, but the players about how this season has a lot of excitement behind it. But here are some of our best sound from today's Media Day. Take a look.
I remember before the season, everyone was like, oh, watch out, Pup is this monster. He's gonna, you know, eat you and this and that.
The best players are the ones who work the hardest, but you also need to know how to rest the hardest, and I rested hard as hell.
Zach's, you know, he's a huge improvement and success story. He's one of our most nasty players. You know, you got to have a little bit of nasty out on the court, and he naturally does that because of his competitiveness, his take no prisoner sort of attitude.
Honestly, let's just put it this way. I think every game he's going to do something to where you just turn around and be like, huh? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, sometimes he makes the hoop just look so little, or he does something like, you know, shoot a step back, and you're like, did he really just shoot that? And then he makes it. So y'all are going to have a great time watching him play this season. It's going to be fun.
So you can already tell there's a lot of excitement and buzz in the air as this team already seems like it's gelling together really well.
Energy at an all-time high, and now before the preseason begins October 9th, training camp leads up to a scrimmage this Saturday. From the Spurs practice facility, I'm Mary Rominger.
Nick Mantis, KSAT 12 Sports. Back to you.
Thank you, Mary and Nick. Now, Devin Vassell is one of the Spurs' key pieces, and today they rewarded him with a 5-year, $146 million contract extension per the Woj. Devin is 23 years old and has increased his scoring average by more than 6 points per game in each of his 3 NBA seasons. Shortly before that news broke, Vassell tweeted, "GSG, we locked in."
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys defense got its swagger back in their 38-3 smackdown of the New England Patriots yesterday in Arlington. Second quarter, the boys caused Pats QB Mac Jones to fumble the ball. Linebacker Leighton Vander Esch scooped and scored an 11-yard touchdown. And then with less than a minute to go in the first half, Deron Bland intercepted Jones. He returned it 54 yards for another Cowboys defensive score. The boys took Jones out of the game early, and he just never recovered.
Oh, for sure. Anytime you get a guy out of his rhythm and feel like he just can't get going, it's always some right things going on. So, New England's a great team. I'm glad we was able to just bounce back and just get this train rolling because we got a tough team next week.
And that team is the 4-0 49ers who beat the Cardinals 35-16 yesterday. Jefferson will face a massive test after the break. 4-1, the Jefferson Mustangs are off to their best start in 62 years, and this week they'll square off with the Alamo Heights Mules in a District 14 5A2 matchup. Jeff is coming off back-to-back wins, improving to 3-1 in district play, while the Mighty Mules are 5-0 overall, 4-0 in district. Jeff knows they will have their hands full, but the guys are looking forward to the challenge.
A very good team, they have a lot of very good players, but we have some good players too, so I feel like we can compete.
They're a very good team. They have good program, good coaches, good players, very good players.
Yes, they have a lot of star athletes, and as Austin said, yes, we have athletes as well, and we're going to come out hard, and they have a great coaching staff, and yes.
Jefferson at Alamo Heights is our game of the week, Friday night at 7 from Orem Stadium.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Beautiful temperatures. What are you going to do when it's 70s on a Friday night, Larry?
I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes. Just sit there and smile and try to forget about everything you've gone through for the last, 6 weeks?
About that, yeah. Feels like it.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be right back.
Poor Larry. Big bears, brown bears in Katmai National Park in Alaska have spent all summer eating salmon to fatten up for hibernation. Before going away for the winter, you have the chance to vote for the biggest one, part of the park's annual Fat Bear Week, a March Madness-style bracket that pits the bulkiest bears up against each other.
We need better pictures of them. Yeah, people all over the world can vote for their favorite big bear. It's all part of an effort to bring attention to the conservation efforts in Alaska. And if you want to check out this year's participants or even cast a vote, hey, you can do that starting Thursday at fatbearweek.org.
Can't we just call them husky?
Big boned.
Okay.
Big boned bears. I mean,
It's good to see this on the 7-day. There's variability in temperatures finally.
50s. Loving it. Have a good night.